And now, live from the studios of WHUC, this is Real Talk, where we get you something to talk about.
Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Real Talk. I'm your host, Christopher Farrish, and today we have Heinz Utica's very own Senior Academic Advisor, Ms. Tammy-Kline-Hogan. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to Heinz?
Okay, my name is Tammy-Kline-Hogan. I'm from Vicksburg, Mississippi. I was born and raised there. I've always been in education. And so my mom got sick with breast cancer, so I had to come out of the classroom. And coming to Heinz gave me an opportunity to go back and work with the students on a more close and personal level. So that was my reason for coming to Heinz.
Yes, ma'am. And how long have you been with us?
I started in September of 2023, so I've been here about 4 months.
Yes, ma'am. And in that 4 months, what would you say is the most enjoyable part about the campus?
The most enjoyable part is getting to know my students and helping them in areas where when I was preparing for college, I didn't have that help. So I would say that the most enjoyable part is helping them prepare for graduation in college.
Yes, ma'am. And you mentioned how you were in the classroom and now you've transitioned. So what would you say is the big difference in that step?
The big difference is when I was in the classroom, I was working with third grade. So I was working with a much younger age group. And now I'm working with 6th through 12th graders. So that's kind of a difference in the age gaps there. So yeah, that's what I would.
Yes, ma'am. We're having a great time talking to Ms. Kline-Hogan. We'll be right back after this break.
If you can't trust any other college news source, trust WHUC. They are the team you can trust with the latest Heinz news. From the State Fair,
numerous antique vehicles,
the annual homecoming specials,
Very interesting and refreshing.
and more. While others chit-chat, we bring you the latest to what's happening across and around the Hines County area.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us on WHUC
Trust Hines' very
News
own
7 News.
WHUC News 7.
Welcome back to Real Talk. For those of you just joining us, we have Senior Academic Advisor, Ms. Tammy-Kline-Hogan. So, Ms. Hogan, for those people who may not know, could you go into depth with your job as Senior Academic Advisor?
Okay. Our job as academic advisors in the TRIO Talent Search program is to get our students graduated from high school and prepare them for college. So with that, we do go in and we do different life lessons with them. We may do a FAFSA workshop with them. We do an ACT workshop with them as well. And we also take them on some college tours.
Yes, ma'am. Well, as I'm sure some of our viewers know and may be experiencing, college can be challenging. And some students may start off in one major and find that their heart is in another. But some people are hesitant to make that switch because they don't want to start over. I've switched my major. So what would you advise for someone who wants to switch majors?
I always try to advise my students to first, go to a junior college. And when you go to that junior college, it gives you a chance to think about what it is that you want to do, because in those first 2 years, all you're doing is your prerequisites. Whether you go to a junior college or you go to a university, you're going to do the same thing those first 2 years. And that kind of gives you an idea or time to research, what it is that you want to do, because you can see on the college campuses what this major may entail, or you got a chance to ask other students that may be in that major how they like it and what it all entails.
Yes, ma'am. So with your student advisory career, I'm sure you see a lot of students every year. So what would you say is the most common mistake or misunderstanding that students in high school or college may have?
The most common mistake I see with the high school students is not being prepared. I tell them starting in 9th grade, those 4 years are going to go by so fast till you're going to go to sleep in the 9th grade and you're going to wake up and it's going to be graduation. So I try to tell them each year make you a timeline, and each year, just try to narrow it down from year to year as to where you want to go and what you want to do. And when doing that, you also have to see what you need in order to go to this particular university or junior college. Some students don't know that some schools require an ACT score or a certain number on the ACT score. Some schools require, and some programs require certain grade point averages. So you have to know all of that before you can prepare or before you can even apply for these universities or junior colleges.
Yes, ma'am. One last question. What would you say is the what would you say is you would give advice for anyone leaving high school to college?
What advice I would give you is just take your time. I mean, it's not a race. It's a new chapter of your life. So just take your time, research what it is that you want to do, where you want to go, and prepare yourself. Be prepared. Always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. So just be prepared.
Yes, ma'am. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you for joining us once again on another edition of Real Talk. I'm Christopher Farrish. We have had the Senior Academic Advisor, Ms. Tammy-Kline-Hogan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.